Well, here we are in August of 2025, and this month is a bit bittersweet. Scentsy just announced the list of fragrances and items that will be discontinued at the end of this month. And let me tell you, it is vast. It is massive. It is a long list. So that's a bit disappointing. However, here's what I know. I know that they're discontinuing all these fragrances to make room for the new fall and winter line. Hi there, guys. My name is Jami Jo, and I'm a fragrance consultant with Scentsy. And I've been working with them for almost 17 years now. So I've seen this transition happen a lot of times, like 34 times, because we do this transition twice a year. We typically have a spring and summer line and a fall and winter line. Now, at the end of those seasons, like in August, they announce what they will be cutting from the lineup. Now, some of these will be gone forever. We'll never see them again. Others might return next spring and summer, but we don't know what will and what won't. The good thing is, if you let Scentsy know your favorite fragrance, they will continue to make it for you. So hang out with me. We're going to talk about this discontinued list, and then I'm going to let you know how you can get Scentsy to continue to make your favorites from here on out indefinitely. Here's the thing, guys. This giant long list is all things that are being discontinued. Now, I am not going to read this entire list to you right now. However, at the end of this video, I will put it up on the screen so you can pause that video and read the list and make sure that your favorite is not on the list. But here's what I want to let you know. 6 of my favorites are on that discontinuing list. So I really have 2 options of what to do to make sure that I'm not super sad September 1st when these are gone. My first option is to just buy in mass quantities of these Scentsy bars. And that's what I used to do all the time. I would buy tons and tons of them. The good thing is this wax is 10% off this month. So on top of the bundle deal, anytime you buy 6 Scentsy waxes, room sprays, scent circles, scent packs, any of the smaller consumable items, anytime you buy 6 of those, you automatically get 10% off. But for the month of August, you get to double up on that discount. Now, even most of our warmers are discounted 10%. Our air purifiers, which they like never go on sale, they're 10% off. Our diffusers, 10% off. Really anything that is not special, meaning not licensed, not a whiff box, and not the charity, the charitable cause. I think everything else is 10% off. Don't quote me on that though, because there might be some fine print that I missed out on. Anyway, all of that's 10% off. But even those bundle deals, you get to double up on the discount. Now, let's talk about real quick these 6 fragrances that are some of my favorites that I am super sad that they're being discontinued. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do to make sure that I can always get them. The first one is Pinkberry Sandalwood. Now, this one came out last spring and summer, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I love it because on first sniff, it's real sweet. Not real sweet, but it's sweet right at first sniff. But as you continue to smell it, it kind of settles down into a warmer, more subtle scent. It has pinkberry, it has cherry, it has tonka bean, and it has sandalwood. So right at first, you get that pinkberry and that cherry, the sweetness of that. What lingers throughout is that tonka bean. So a really mild fragrance, but it settles down into sandalwood. And those of you who follow me and watch my videos, you know I love a good woodsy fragrance. So that sandalwood at the base really ties this fragrance in for me. So Pinkberry Sandalwood is one of them on the list that I'm super bummed about. Another one is Freshwater Sage. Now, this one was brand new this season. And again, you know I love some woodsy stuff, but this is actually in the fresh category. This reminds me of just stepping outside in like, if I'm staying at a cabin somewhere, just the smell of all that fresh earth, the fresh greenery, different things like that. Obviously, the name is freshwater sage, so you know it has some sage in there. It also has citrus and bergamot tea leaves and marine musk. Actually, oddly enough, sage is not listed in the description. So I know the top note is citrus zest, the mid note is bergamot tea leaves, and then it settles down into that musk. But remember, Scentsy can have over 60 different fragrance notes in one single bar. So the name of a fragrance is not the only fragrance in there. They are all happy little mixes of different fragrances. Now the next three, surprise, surprise, are all in the woods category. You guys know I love me some woodsy fragrances. Now this is Coastal Sunset. First off, it's purple, and I love me some purple. Coastal Sunset has been on my favorite list for quite some time, quite a few different seasons. It is coconut right at first, and I do love me some coconut too. I love just like the milkiness of it, the warmthness of it, of coconut fragrances, but this settles down into sandalwood and amethyst amber. So two of my loves, coconut and woodsy fragrances in Coastal Sunset. Desert Twilight, another new one this season. This is the one that I immediately fell in love with as soon as we got the new lineup. It is so yummy. Now, it starts out with saguaro blossom, which was a fragrance I wasn't really familiar with. Saguaro blossom, and then it settles into clay, and on the base note, there's that sandalwood again. You guys, I definitely have a type. I have a type. Fragrance, I mean, I do have a type of guy too, and I found my guy. But fragrance, I have a type. White Amber Antique. This one, so yummy. We've had it for a while, and I don't remember if it discontinued last fall and winter and came back. I want to say it stayed all through the fall and winter. If you love Mystery Man, this is very, very similar. I think it's a touch lighter than Mystery Man. I really enjoy it. Amber, teak, and bergamot. So, what's not to love in that if you are a fan of woodsy fragrances? Now, this last one is going to seem a bit off trend for me, but there's a reason that I have it on this list and a reason that I'm going to ask Scentsy to keep making it for me. It's very vanilla. Now, it's in our bakery collection, and I'm not normally a bakery girl, not normally a sweets girl, but this very vanilla I love to have on hand for when I use a fragrance or smell a new fragrance, and maybe it's just a bit much for me. Maybe I want to tame it down just a little bit. It doesn't happen very often with me, but it does happen on occasion. So I love to always have very vanilla on hand. If I put in a fragrance in the warmer and it's just not doing it for me, or it's a bit too strong for me, I just pop out 1 or 2 cubes of this very vanilla and add it to the dish. It just kind of tames it out, gives it a little more chill fragrance vibe. You guys can mix any of the Scentsy fragrances, but very vanilla is the one that, like I said, I love to have on hand to make sure that if I have a fragrance that I don't love, I don't have to completely toss it. I can tame it down or ease it up a bit with that very vanilla. Okay, I promised you guys that I would tell you how you can get Scentsy to make your favorite fragrances indefinitely. All you have to do is club them. What does that mean? Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club is a subscription program through Scentsy, but it's not like one of those you're locked in for life and you can never cancel it out. You can never change it. I've been there, done that, and I didn't like it. Scentsy Club, excuse me, is very, very different. With Scentsy Club, you get to choose how often you want to get your shipments. You can get them monthly, you can get them every other month, or once a quarter, every 3 months. You get to choose what you get in your Scentsy Club. So you can choose any consumable product. I go through tons of cotton cleanups, so I have those on my club. I have an air purifier, that bad boy back there. I have a couple in my house, so I have new filters on my club, so I know that I'm always going to get them. But here's the thing, guys. I have a lot of wax bars in my Scentsy Club, and the reason that I do is if you add any fragrance to Scentsy Club while it's still available, Scentsy will always make it for you even after it's discontinued. That is so cool. It's a program called Always Get My Bar, and I absolutely love it because I can still get my favorite fragrances even after they've been discontinued. Now, there's other perks with Scentsy Club. Anytime your Scentsy Club hits $30 or more, you're going to get 10% off. It gets even better. When your club hits $60 or more, you get a half price item. Now, friends, this is the only way that you can get a discount on the Whiff Box. If you guys aren't familiar with the Whiff Box, it's a surprise collection of Scentsy goodies that changes every single month. Now, it's $35. It's always a value higher than that. But if you add it to Scentsy Club, it's automatically already over $30, so you get that 10% off. But if your Scentsy Club hits $60 or more, you can get your Whiff Box at half price. So only $17.50, and it's going to be well over $35 worth of products. Guys, Scentsy Club is the way to go. Goodness. If you love Scentsy and you always want to make sure that you have your favorites on hand. Now, like I said, the discontinued items, you can grab them right now on my website, which is JamiJoSellsWax.com. But the best deal is to add them to Scentsy Club, and that's really easy to do as well. There's a link for Scentsy Club on my website. Again, JamiJoSellsWax.com. If you want to know a little bit more about Scentsy Club, or you want to know the details of how to start your Scentsy Club, I have a full video on that topic, and I will actually link it in the description of this video so you can easily find it and check it out. Guys, my name is Jami Jo, and I hope that you get your favorites added to Club. That's not how I end my videos. I always say, I'm Jami Jo, and I'm here to make your nose happy. Hang out for a second. Check out that discontinued list.